What is up, y'all? Jiri here, back with another daily live stream on Underdog Fantasy. And hope everyone's having a great day, man. I definitely am. Nuketown Kid, welcome, my friend. He always seems to miss the streams, but loves leaving comments after the video, which is awesome. So happy you made it out here this time, and hopefully we don't get sniped a bunch today. A lot of stuff to talk about for sure. Let's just hop into a draft right away. Why not? We'll hop into a draft, get into a big board. And yeah, a lot of stuff to talk about. So waiting for some spots to fill. Let's go over some teams that I did. First of all, I want to look at the team I did yesterday because we lucked into a very nice stack with Josh Allen and DJ Moore. Now, at the time, it was a reach taking DJ Moore at pick 80, but we ended up with a little stack that feels pretty good, and you're not going to get that price anymore. So does not feel like a reach anymore. I don't take a lot of Josh Allen, but I'm glad I ended up getting a share with DJ Moore too at this price, pick 80. So always happy with that. And yeah, that makes this team feel even better. Great value on Harvey too. I've seen him fall a little bit more. The stream I did last night with Off the Schneid, we actually ended up getting RJ Harvey at pick 68. So maybe that's just going to become a consistent thing. Who knows? What's up, Danimal? Always love seeing you in here, man. And thank you, man. Appreciate us having a sick team. I like this team. It feels pretty good. And then I just looked through. I don't have that many shares of Josh Allen, but I looked through, and I didn't look through all my drafts. Obviously, I've done a lot, but I highlighted one that I did have Josh Allen and DJ Moore on as well. So we can take a look at this real quick. One moment. We have Josh Allen, Dak Prescott at quarterback, Chase Brown, Travis Etienne, who we got as a little bit of a value. I don't have a ton of Etienne, but yeah, I'm sure he's probably, I don't know, he could rise, he could fall depending on where he signs. Interested to see that. What's up, Huhames? Happy to see you here, my friend. I was tuned into your stream driving home earlier today. How many drafts are we doing today? We're going to do two at least. Maybe three, but most likely just two. And yeah, on this team, we got a nice fall on Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, Aaron Jones, who is the best pick now. And yo, the kitties are going crazy, man. I swear they save it for the stream. I swear the cats save it for the stream, man, because they were just chilling, sleeping before this. Then right when I hop on, they want to put on a show. I'm telling you, dude. But yeah, then at receivers, we got CeeDee Lamb, Carnell Tate, Brian Thomas, DJ Moore, Xavier Worthy, Jalen McMillan, Keon Coleman, Jeremy Bernard. So this is another team where I took DJ Moore early, but hey, it worked out with Josh Allen. We have Kincaid too. So got a little triple stack going with Josh Allen on this one. And I hopped into a draft, filled some time right there. And if anyone happened to get in here with me, let me know. But kind of hoping I escape some of you guys. You are sickos, you know? We got Yield Fates. That's a funny name. If you guys don't know, Field Yates is a fantasy analyst, I believe. That was a bad franchise trade, I think, with all the respect in the world. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like a second round pick is expensive, but it's like one of the last picks in the second round. Like if it was an early third round pick, would it seem like a bad trade? I don't know. And they did get a fifth round pick back in return. So for a team trying to win the Super Bowl, trying to go all in, and they need like a more established wide receiver, I don't think there's anything wrong with that trade. Danimal got 59 DJ Moore teams. God damn, dude. Damn, man. I have 24% DJ Moore, and I've done like just over 100 teams. So I probably have like 24, 25 DJ Moore teams. I thought he was a good value. I anticipated him getting traded, and I'm glad that worked out pretty well. Yeah, dude, the cats are definitely a focal point of this channel, man. I'm glad you guys like them too, because the cats in the background, yeah, I love having them there. Gibbs goes at 3 here. Very interesting because Gibbs is kind of just becoming the 101, it seems like. In the past few drafts I've done, kind of just feels like the 101 now. And we are 1 pick away. JSN at 9 is nice. I don't love pick 9. Sometimes it can turn out really well, but I just always end up taking a Monroe St. Brown here, and I never really feel bad about it. Kind of interested in maybe going double running back, but I don't know. I have a hard time passing up on just a truly elite level wide receiver who is as consistent as they get and also gets massive spike weeks. So I probably have like 25% Amon-Ra St. Brown too, and I'm not mad at it. Damn, dude, you have 59 DJ Moore teams with no Josh Allen. Damn. I only have like 4% Josh Allen, maybe 5%. And I have at least 2 of those teams with DJ Moore. So got a little lucky there. Levernucky, what's up, my friend? You have 6%, but you do have a bigger board. Okay. That's not bad then. I mean, 6%, a little below the market, but having it on a $100 team always feels nice. And oh damn, Justin Jefferson would have felt pretty good right there. Let's go ahead and take Saquon. I don't take too much Saquon, but he's fine to mix in. If he, shows any resemblance of his 2024 form, then absolute great pick in the second round. But Eagles offensive line kind of looking like it's on the decline, and their offensive line coach resigned. Not a good sign. Maybe if AJ Brown gets traded, they just run it even more. They're already a run first team as it is. So if anything, I feel like AJ Brown would just help open up some run lanes for Saquon. But I feel like you have to mix them in, and not always expecting one of the top of the third round running backs to fall to 33. So getting a guy here feels good because it's getting thinner and thinner down the board at running backs for sure. Nuketown kid, try not to fall out of the seat when you end the stream. Hey man, I try, but I sit on a stool and I have a big cushion on the stool, and man, it slides around, and I'm a clumsy guy, so sometimes I might slip. I'm kind of surprised it has only happened once on stream, so we'll see if that happens again. But oh man. Let's take a look at this draft board. Anything too interesting? Not really. Justin Jefferson's a guy who's been rising. So seeing him slip to 15 is a little interesting. Oh, wow. I didn't even realize CD went at 14. That's quite the value. If I got Amon-Ra St. Brown, CD Lamb, that would have been really, really nice and unique. But maybe one day. Amon-Ra St. Brown, CD Lamb won a lot of people a lot of money a few years ago. Brother, why are you on a stool? Hey, man, good for your posture, dog. It's good for your posture. Okay, wow. Not a lot of great options right here. I'm just gonna go ahead and take Tet. Why not? Maybe he takes a second step in year 2, and yeah, gets double-digit touchdowns, maybe. Maybe he gets 1,300 yards. So he is a wide receiver 1, which always feels nice. He just plays for the Panthers, which isn't great. Yeah, Josh Allen got brought up. I'm sure Todd right here. Todd69. Nice name, buddy. I'm sure he's going to go ahead and try and get DJ Moore. In a draft I did earlier today, DJ Moore went at like pick 52 or 53, which I'm curious to know. Where do you guys think DJ Moore is going to... Holy kitties, dude. Yo. Where do you guys think DJ Moore is going to end up going? I'm curious to know. And okay, 2 picks away. Question is, do I want to take Rashee Rice if he's there sliding? Not really. I have like 2 shares of him, and it's just not my favorite. I have a lot of JMO as well. I have a lot of teams of JMO and St. Brown. We could take Devonta Smith with the thought that maybe AJ Brown does get traded. That's been heating up a lot, so might consider that. Luther Burden, also a winner of the DJ Moore trade. Not someone I've drafted a ton of, and someone I definitely want more of, but I think I'm gonna go Smith on this one. Just kind of feeling that. Also, yeah, okay, we get the Saquon Devonta Smith, so we get some Philly stacks there too. So I think that works out well. Not super positively correlated, but team stacks are always pretty nice. Weird thing, I have Josh Allen and DJ Moore in the same team, but that's before he got traded, so that's insane. Yeah, I have at least 2 teams like that, and one of them I drafted last night. So, hey, if anyone missed the draft I did last night, go ahead and check it out. It was a good team and turned out pretty well. Tet is overpriced. He definitely could be, but he did get drafted like number 8 overall. He is by far the number 1 wide receiver on the offense. He can get a lot of touchdowns, but I don't necessarily disagree with you. I think the best thing you could say is maybe they're more of a passing team next year with Rico Dowdle hitting free agency. Chuba Doo is nothing special. Jonathan Brooks, you don't know what's happening with them. So I wonder if they're going to add any running backs in free agency or maybe just re-sign Dowdle. But I'm sure Dowdle's going to want to get paid because he has not gotten a big contract in his career. So, and he's older. So I'm sure he just wants to secure that bag more than anything. DJ Moore probably settle in the mid 5th. And then when BBM, there's no other big additions, he'll probably go in the 4th with Josh in the 3rd. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at that. I mean, last year, DJ Moore was going in like the 4th round. He started in the 3rd round. So he still is very talented. Been a little inconsistent. Might not have like the most pep in his step as far as competing goes, but who knows? Maybe a change of scenery, being the true number 1 receiver, at least for right now in that offense. Maybe that'll motivate him a little bit. Cam Scatterbo goes, so I'm going to take the lemon. That's a pretty easy pick for me. We'll just get a receiver. Kind of feels like a big tier break after the lemon, at least for me. Could put Brian Thomas in that tier, but I personally think Parker Washington outscores Brian Thomas. So to me, he is not in that next tier. But I like me some lemon. I like getting sour. And man, running backs are so thin. So thin. Like, I wouldn't hate taking David Montgomery here at pick 64, but I already have like 31% of him in like the 110s. So I don't necessarily want to reach up for him because I already have so much of him. Justin Herbert goes, definitely kind of leaning towards quarterback. Jaden Daniels or Jalen Hurts. We could get Jalen Hurts because we have 2 Philadelphia players, but I don't think that's necessary. And I would kind of just prefer to go Jaden Daniels, draft some free agents, and then hopefully we get some free agent landing spots in Washington. Could consider Brian Thomas here too because he's falling, but I feel pretty good at the receivers that I have. And I think just getting one of these more elite level quarterbacks is going to be pretty nice. So Brian Thomas does go. I'm going to go ahead and get Jaden Daniels. I just think he's better than Jalen Hurts. I think he has a bounce back year. Maybe they even take Mekhi Lemon with their 1st round pick. Who knows? Could definitely happen. So, yeah, it just never feels bad to take Jaden Daniels in the 6th round, really. DJ Moore, first good quarterback he's played with since middle school. Yeah, the thing with Caleb Williams, like Caleb Williams, he played with as a rookie and in his 2nd year, but also he had a lot of inaccuracy issues, like overthrowing guys, just trying to make too big of plays. Obviously had like some phenomenal ones too, especially later in the season and some very clutch throws. But yeah, Josh Allen, great quarterback. And I can definitely see DJ Moore being heavily targeted there, especially when they trade up so much for him. They're going to want to use him, right? What's up, Darside Dev? My algo wants me to watch you really bad, so I guess I will. Well, hey, I'm glad to hear the YouTube algorithm is on my side. Hopefully you enjoy. We draft some good teams here, man, and got some different takes. So hopefully you can learn something too and get some entertainment as well. I got two kitties. They go crazy in the back. If you like cats, I mean, who doesn't? Damn, Jordan Tyson all the way at 73. Don't see that very often, but kind of feels like he's overpriced, if anything. And I don't have a ton of him. Yo, Momo, dude, you gotta chill, buddy. I swear they save it for the stream, man. These cats save it for the stream. They're just sleeping and chilling all the way before. But anyways, hopefully that didn't make you just click off, my friend. But yeah, man. If you don't know, I'm brand new to this. I've been streaming just since this big board came out. It is yeah, my first time streaming. I did my very first stream the very first day that it opened and been streaming essentially every day since and having a lot of fun doing it. Did DJ Moore already get taken? Wow, DJ Moore didn't get taken yet. Why not just take him now? He's going to go up. I'm honestly really surprised that he hasn't gotten taken. So, sure, DJ Moore pick 81. I wasn't afraid to do that before. And yeah, it feels like a pretty great value there. I'm kind of surprised he was still there, to be honest. But hey, I'll take it. I will take it for sure. How did this Josh Allen guy go? Alec Pierce over DJ Moore. That's interesting. Maybe he's just unaware. Oh, Dan Mose. Okay, I gotta stop giving him treats right before, man. Maybe that's it. They just go absolutely nuts. But let's lock back in now. I feel like I'm gonna have to take a running back right here. I have 0% Bashal Tootin still, and I don't think that's gonna change yet. Like, I love the tight end values right here too. Tucker Kraft, Kyle Pitts, Sam Laporta. But when the running backs come back to me in the next round, they're just barren. And I only have one right now. I can find better values at tight end later. So, especially with Jaden Daniels, I like getting some of the free agent tight ends when I have Jaden Daniels. So, looking at the running backs here, I think I'm just going to go ahead and take Rico Dowdle. Trying to get a little bit more of him before free agency because if he just goes to a good landing spot, then he's going to rise a lot in ADP. So, yeah, let's just do it. Let's take Dowdle. I don't really care too much about ADP. I just think we needed a running back there. But overall, man, I like the tight end values here a lot. Like Tucker Kraft, Kyle Pitts feel like really, really great values. But for the structure of the team, I think that's the direction we had to go. Still surprised that DJ Moore was there at 81. I'll take him, man. Anything else really standing out in this draft? This guy already has 6 wide receivers. Little hero running back in Bucky Irving. Bucky Irving's really the only running back left in Tampa Bay, it seems like. So, I mean, if he can stay healthy for a full season, he's going to be great. But that's a big if because I was kind of fading him last year. I had some of him, of course, but he was not my favorite click. Just like for his actual size, honestly. Just not the biggest guy, not the most explosive guy. And when he was getting like 25 touches in a game, it's kind of hard that to believe that you're just able to keep that up for the entire season at his size. So yeah, but I like mixing him in the third round here. Sam Laporta goes, Kyle Pitts goes. I would really love for another running back to fall back to us. Like if Blake Corum somehow comes all the way back, that would feel good. And you see what I mean by the running backs available? Like next, there's literally no one. There's absolutely no one. It is so dead at running back. And recently, like the past few days, I've just I've just been pushing running backs. Like I think it was 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 days ago in the last draft that I did, I had Devon Achane. Wow, Blake Corum does fall back, so I'm pretty happy to see that. We're not gonna hesitate there. But I had one draft where I did where I drafted Achane, and then my second running back was Tyrone Tracy at pick like 135 or something, just because I needed one. And we went strong at quarterback, strong at tight end, strong at receiver, and then just took 8 running backs. And hopefully we fall into a couple, which I mean, you don't want to force these things. You kind of just want to take what the board gives you. And hopefully we can get Jared Goff on the way back. That would feel good to lock up my second quarterback right now. Although the guy on the other side of me does have JMO and he has 0 quarterbacks, so pretty unlikely right there. Could take Baker as another quarterback. He has a good value. And yeah, quarterback just gets thin as well. We don't really need a 6th wide receiver. There's no real running backs worth taking right now. So I think we just get whichever quarterback is there, hopefully one of them. 2 picks away. I don't think it's going to be Goff because this guy is JMO and doesn't have any bucks. Jonah Coleman goes, so we're going to get one of these quarterbacks. Baker Mayfield has a lot of backstacking options as well. So I definitely don't mind that. And yeah, Goff goes. So we have 2 naked quarterbacks right now, but that's fine. Like, if you don't have any stacks with Jaden Daniels, that's fine. Baker Mayfield, I like getting Jalen McMillan later. Can also just get like a round 20 Tez Johnson. That doesn't feel bad. Darside Dev. I used to not like Bucky, but I've heard guys in the league really respect him, so I like him now. I liked Bucky as a rookie. Like, I thought Bucky Irving was a great pick as a rookie, not because I thought he was a great prospect or anything like that. I just thought there was opportunity in Tampa Bay, and I thought his name had aura. And yes, I will completely make draft decisions on players I don't know based on if their name is cool or not. Not the most analytical take, but hey, it pays off. So I'm going to keep doing it. And honestly, it's like there are some of the rookies this year that stand out as far as names with aura. One of them being someone who's a hot name right now, Omar Cooper. Omar Cooper, and he's got the junior aura, dude. Absolute aura with that name. And getting a lot of first round buzz now. A lot of yeah, he's just rising up in rankings a lot. Like, some people have him above Jordan Tyson as far as like in the draft and just talent wise, national champion. So yeah, you're right, man. Sometimes all you need is aura. And I 100% make decisions based off that. I really do. And it feels good. It's worked out well for me. So I'm going to keep doing it. Now, we could consider like a Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt for some Washington correlation, but sounds like they want another running back. So I don't know how great that is. I feel like they're going to use a committee regardless. If Kenyon Sadiq is there, I'm just going to take him as my first tight end. He could very well go to Tampa Bay. Seen that mocked a lot, and I'm just going to do that. I'm going to take Kenyon Sadiq because there's a good chance that he goes to Tampa Bay. I think Tampa picks at like pick 15, and Kenyon Sadiq rising after the combine, of course. And yeah, Kate Otton's a free agent, so we're gonna play the imaginary scenario that Baker Mayfield and Kenyon Sadiq are teammates. And I don't hate it. I'm also pretty comfortable just stopping at these 2 quarterbacks. We could consider like a Malik Willis if we want to, but I don't think it's quite necessary. I probably would just take JCM if he falls back to us and not feel too bad about it. Also, if anyone's not subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button, man. We just hit 100 subscribers last week. We're on the road to 200 now. And man, seeing those numbers rise definitely keeps me motivated, keeps me wanting to do this every single day. So hit the subscribe, hit the like button, and yeah, keep tuning in. Appreciate it, guys. So yeah, I think I'm gonna take JCM there. Damn, Bryce Young goes already. Wow. We could go for a third quarterback if we really wanted to, but I think I would rather get the running back. And even if he's in a committee, like he still has home run ability. So don't mind that whatsoever. And let's see, I saw something in the chat. News just came in. The Rams resigned Tyler Higbee. Oh, re-signed, not resigned. I was hoping for resigned, but re-signed Tyler Higbee. Well, that's not great. Haven't drafted him once, and I have a good amount of Colby Parkinson and Terrence Ferguson. So not great for my bags, but the Rams do like to spread it around a lot. So who knows? Yeah, Sadiq definitely could go to the Panthers. That's an option too. There's a ton of landing spots for Kenyon Sadiq. Definitely seems like a first round lock at this point. He was already like being heavily considered in the first round before, but definitely seems like a lock to go there now. And yeah, there's a lot of options. I don't think he's going to go to Washington because they have pick 7, but we're playing the scenario that Mekhi Lemon goes to Washington and Kenyon Sadiq goes to Tampa Bay in this fantasy land. So, what's up, Wilson? Thanks for tuning in, man. Always nice seeing you in here. I can't imagine Tyler Higbee signed for that much in LA. I get it though, because clearly they're trying to go all in. They're trying to win the Super Bowl this year. Who knows how long Matthew Stafford has left? There were already some talks about him possibly retiring this year. But I also saw something on like the score today saying that they're working on a long-term extension. So who knows? Maybe that immortal chamber or whatever he goes in is really doing wonders, you know? Okay. Man, these Emmett Johnson and Mike Washington are getting so close in ADP, which is hilarious because they were separated by like 100 picks like last week. I'd probably go with one of them here. Still want to bulk up my running back room. I feel really good about my receivers, especially if AJ Brown gets traded. And then DJ Moore at pick 81 still feels pretty nice. And which one do I want first? Which one do I want first? You know what? I want the receiver first. I don't care. We have 4 running backs right now, and I'm trying to get some more Omar Cooper. Still seems like a great value in these drafts, and Emmett Johnson just keeps falling, whereas Omar Cooper just keeps rising. So I'm gonna take the chance that Emmett Johnson falls back to 160. And I already have 3 rookies on this team, which is quite a lot for 13 rounds in. I don't like to go super heavy on rookies. I don't think it's a bad move, but we're getting some decent values, getting some unique teams, and he goes, so that's not the end of the world. I don't know if I need to force running back with my next pick either. We could just go another receiver. Could reach up for a tight end if we want to. You know what? I'm just gonna take Isaiah Likely with my next pick because I feel like there's a good chance that he goes to Washington, and Isaiah Likely in Washington is going to be a smash pick. We could consider Alvin Kamara, sure. He's 10 picks past ADP. And kind of sounds like Jeremiah Love is going to go earlier in the draft than the Saints are picking, which could be good for Kamara. But do I really need him as my wide receiver, or sorry, my running back 5? I don't know. And there is a good chance Isaiah Likely comes back to us, but I'm kind of just feeling like taking him here. AJ Barner's off the board too, so let's just go with our first instinct and let's take Isaiah Likely. I like Isaiah Likely a lot, especially if he's just not on the Ravens and on a decently good offense. So yeah, I like that. We're going to roll with it. Yeah, rich people and their fountain of youth. Exactly, man. Yeah, dude. But hey, we'd all do it if we could, you know? We'll all do it if we could. But I'll stick with my sauna routine. I love the sauna. That's good for keeping you young, good for the skin and those heat shock proteins and all that fun stuff. So we still got some tricks we can do, but yeah, as far as like, the stem cells and the super red light beds and um yeah, hyperbaric chambers, peptides and all that shit, like little off the table right now. But hey, when we win Best Ball Mania, we're just gonna get on our superhero grind, all right? And we're just gonna do all the shit. Not like steroids or nothing, but we're gonna do all the shit. Yeah, dude, you're right. Tom Brady literally cloned his dog. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but that's kind of weird to me, man. Like, do you really think it's the exact same dog with like the same personality and everything? Like, how can it be? Like, dogs have to have souls, right? I definitely think so. And Alvin Kamara finally goes 20 picks past ADP. I don't have a ton of him. Not my favorite click. Someone I do mix into though when I'm just a little desperate. Like, is there really that big of a difference between Alvin Kamara and Aaron Jones at this point in their careers? Like, really? Alvin Kamara, obviously more talented, has had a much better career, but at this point, is he really that much better? I don't know. What's up, Brooklyn Bum? I think Washington is more likely to sign someone like Cade in line better than likely. Yeah, they definitely could, but I have a lot of teams with Isaiah Likely and Cade Otton both on teams where I have Jaden Daniels. And Cade Otton's just a good tight end. So I could definitely see that for sure. Torrey Horton goes. That would have been a nice click. Let's see. I don't really love who's here, to be honest. And I think I'm just going to go Njoku on this team. I have some Njoku, not a ton, but I think he still has some left in the tank. And if he goes to the right situation, he can just get like 8 touchdowns. That's not out of the realm of possibilities. So it feels fine to mix in on a team like this. And with my next pick, I think I definitely need to go running back. Not too big on Braylon Allen. Here, I kind of like one of these guys, Brian Robinson or Tank Bigsby. We have Saquon Barkley, actually, so Tank Bigsby, probably not the best click. I might go Brian Robinson or Dylan Sampson. Dylan Sampson catches passes. The only thing is he plays for the Browns, and the Browns literally have one offensive lineman right now that they just traded for. Everyone else is a free agent, so that doesn't feel too great. On this team specifically, I think Dylan Sampson might actually make more sense because Blake Corum doesn't catch a lot of passes. JCM doesn't catch passes. Rico Dowdle catches some. But let's mix in some Dylan Sampson on this team. Why not? Plus, like, Judkins coming back from injury. Who knows how healthy he's really going to be. So, feels fine to mix in on this team for sure. So far, we have Jaden Daniels, Baker Mayfield as our 2 quarterbacks. Probably stopping at 2 there. Saquon, Rico Dowdle, Blake Corum, JCM, Dylan Sampson as our 5 running backs. At receiver, we have Amon-Ra St. Brown, Tedero McMillan, Devonta Smith, Mekhi Lemon, DJ Moore, and Omar Cooper Jr. And then at tight end, we have Kenyon Sadiq, Isaiah Likely, and David Njoku. So I think it's a pretty good team so far, pretty balanced. We do have a lot of rookies, but they're high upside rookies. Like Mekhi Lemon, high first-round pick. Omar Cooper, probably going to be a first-round pick now. Kenyon Sadiq, first-round pick. And all of them hopefully could go to good offenses. So we're going to be betting on that. Definitely done at 3 tight ends now. And yeah, probably 7 running backs and 8 receivers is what I'm going to end up doing. I don't think I need 9 receivers on this team at all. 7 running backs would probably feel better. Sure, we could like possibly get a late third quarterback if we really wanted to, but I think it's better to use your resources elsewhere. And yeah, I'm going to be looking at one of these guys for sure. Maybe even both of them if we can get them. Okay, Keaton Mitchell goes. I think Ray Davis or Najee Harris would feel pretty good on this team. Might lean towards Najee Harris just for the free agent upside possibilities. Maybe he just goes to a good landing spot. And he did like tear his Achilles, which isn't great, but it was really early in the season, which I think is more bullish for him. And shoot, that video, like seeing him running on the treadmill fast. Ooh, Jeremy Bernard's here too. We have a lot of rookies though. Let's go Najee first. And if we get Ray Davis on the way back, I'm going to take him too. If not, I'm probably going to push running back a bit more and maybe just get another rookie in Jeremy Bernard. We do already have 2 rookie receivers, but the other receivers that we have are all possibly wide receiver ones on their team, especially if A.J. Brown gets traded. Then Devonta Smith in the 4th round is an absolute smash. Caleb Johnson goes. Kyle Williams goes. Jacoby Brissett. So, yeah, hopefully we get Ray Davis here too. Come on now. Come on now. You keep teasing us. Kirk Cousins. So, let's go ahead and take Ray Davis. Feels like a really good running back room. Saquon, Dowdle, Corum, JCM, Dylan Sampson, Najee, and Ray Davis. Pretty deep. Saquon definitely our hero running back. And then maybe Dowdle goes to a good situation. Maybe JCM avoids Jeremiah Love. And they just add like a decent running back that is going to split the carries with him, not just take all of them. Rico Dowdle could even go to Washington. Who knows? And then I like our receivers a lot. Tetairoa McMillan really isn't my favorite, but where we were picking here, like none of them stood out too much. So I don't mind that too much there. I've been drafting him Najee as if he's definitely going somewhere to be a 1B type back and not like an injury dependent 2. Yeah, I mean, he definitely has that in his range of outcomes. Like if we think back to last offseason, Najee was before the Chargers signed Hampton, and when they first signed Najee, he was going up in the 6th round. So it's not that long ago. That's a year ago. Less than a year ago, literally. People were taking Najee Harris in the 6th round. Now, I thought that was absurd to be taking Najee in the 6th round. But, you know, he's not that far removed. And players are just getting better and better at coming back from injury. So my next pick right here is going to be Tez Johnson. So we get at least some sort of stack with Baker. Obviously not the highest upside stack, but hey, he's going into his 2nd year, showed deep threat ability, catches touchdowns. And a lot of Tampa Bay receivers just seem to get injured. I'm not very high on Chris Godwin at this point in his career. So getting Tez Johnson feels fine. And I'd rather just take him here and not get sniped on him possibly. Malik Washington is someone I might be looking at. I don't love taking like a Luke McCaffrey as my 8th wide receiver. I feel more comfortable taking him as like my 9th. And you know what? I kind of feel like going Calvin Austin on this team because he's someone I've been talking about as a round 20 pick who really doesn't get drafted that often. He is a free agent and someone who can just get long touchdowns, high character guy, you know, makes plays, and that's what we like in best ball. So Tez Johnson, Calvin Austin feel like 2 pretty good round 19, round 20 clicks. I wouldn't think they're going to be zeros. So if we can just avoid zeros, then that feels nice. Final team is Jaden Daniels and Baker Mayfield. At running back, we have Saquon Barkley, Rico Dowdle, Blake Corum, Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, Dylan Sampson, Najee Harris, and Ray Davis. Really solid running back room, I think. A lot of touchdown upside right there. At receiver, we have Amon-Ra St. Brown, Tedero McMillan, Devonta Smith, Makai Lemon, DJ Moore, who we ended up getting at pick 81 still. Draft I did earlier today, he went in the 50s. So, yeah, I guess people just forgot about him in this draft, which, hey, I'm happy with it. Omar Cooper, Tez Johnson, Calvin Austin to finish off the wide receiver room. I think it's a really solid receiver room. Kenyon Sadiq, high upside rookie tight end, who, shoot, maybe he just goes to Tampa Bay. A lot of rumors about that. Isaiah Likely, free agent. David Njoku, free agent. Maybe one of them goes to Tampa Bay or Washington. Both of these teams need tight ends. So targeting tight ends when I have those guys, especially unstacked, feels like a pretty sharp move. And if just one of them lands, you get a nice stack. If not, I still feel like they're good picks. So I really like how this team turned out. Let's hop in another draft. Hop in another big board. We are waiting for 3, if anyone's able to sneak in here. And exactly, another good point. People were high on Najee before he blew his eye off. Yeah, I was one of those people too. Like, I was taking him in like the 120s or something before he became a Cyclops. And then he just plummeted. And oh my gosh, I'll be right back. If you know, you know. Wait, I got to queue him up first just in case. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. It's been a minute since we've done the run, but we had to get our boys' jersey. Jahmyr Gibbs. Had to do it. You know what's up. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, yeah. Fuck, that feels good. No one's sniping me on Gibbs this time. No one's sniping me on Gibbs this time. Hell no. No hesitation. Welcome to the team, Jahmyr Gibbs, the new 101. Okay. Let's see if we got anyone in this draft. Brooklyn Bum, always in here. What's up, dog? Jonathan, he made it in here. Don't recognize too many other names. If anyone else is in here, definitely let me know. But there was only waiting for 3, so might have got a little lucky because you guys know drafting with you guys sucks. You guys are sharp, all right? Makes it a lot harder. Definitely get better teams without you guys. There's no history of skill players coming back 1 year and then playing good off the Achilles injury. That is true, but we do see as time goes on that players are just better and better at coming back from injury. Like ACLs have gotten pretty damn good. Christian Watson's a really good example. So Achilles is definitely different, especially for a skill position player. And someone like Najee, I don't know, maybe it's in his favor that he's not the most shifty or elusive running back. He's more of a power back, like north and south. So I feel like an Achilles injury would, be harder on someone who is a lot shiftier and quicker, maybe like a Bucky Irving or someone like that. But time will tell. Time will see. He did get hurt like week 3, I believe it was. And yeah, seeing a video of him just sprinting on a treadmill, definitely bullish in February, seeing that. I wasn't really drafting him much before that video, but then after, yeah, been mixing him in. And, as like a wide receiver, as like a running back 6 or a running back 7, it really doesn't feel bad. Because if he's a 0, it's not going to hurt your team. It's not going to kill your team. Whereas some of the other injured guys, like, as you know, possibly know, I have absolutely 0% Cam Scatterbo. I have 0. And I feel good about it because he had a horrific injury. It was in the middle of the season. He does have youth on his side, but he like dislocated his ankle and got a compound fracture of his tibia. That's the big bone in your shin, and it broke through his skin. Like that is a horrific injury. And sure, it might not have been a torn Achilles, but I could just feel like that would be even harder to come back from, if anything. Time will tell. Daniel stayed out. Appreciate it, man. We need less of you sickos in here. So hopefully we can draft some good teams, make some money, you know. Achilles are definitely worse than ACL, for sure. But we've seen, like, I mean, Aaron Rodgers is talking about coming back at the end of the season after his Achilles. Obviously, he's a quarterback and, you know, a statue as it is, but I feel like that was pretty optimistic. Okay, Nico goes. I'm going to go ahead and take a share of Bucky Irving and then kind of feel like taking AJ Brown. I'm not super high on Pickens. I think Olave is good, but I'm not super high on him either. We could just start 3 running backs if we wanted to go with a Kenneth Walker as well. But I feel like I have that, and I just wanna go AJ Brown on this team. So we'll take Bucky, and then we'll take AJ Brown. I don't think I have a team with Jahmyr Gibbs, Bucky Irving, and AJ Brown, so get a little unique there, at least for my own bags. And anything else standing out too much? How do you guys feel about George Pickens? Because I was talking about him a little bit on Off the Schneid stream last night, and man, I just don't think he's gonna have a good offseason. Like, he already has personality issues as it is. Obviously, phenomenal talent, but I feel like not getting a long-term extension is just gonna piss him off. I don't think he's gonna work as hard in the offseason. And Jerry Jones just likes to grab or just likes to drag these things on. So I wouldn't be surprised if he signs an extension like a week before the season. And I also wouldn't be surprised if they just make him play on the tag. But it feels like an expensive price for all of those possible issues. Yeah, what's up, Sweet Leaf? I'm sure you're probably out of drafts by now, or at least close to it. Yeah, we're getting our Gibby on, man. We got the jersey on. We made the run, got the jersey, had to do it. Love it, man. And I see Jahmyr Gibbs just getting clicked at pick 1 more and more now. Maybe that's recency bias because David Montgomery just got traded. They haven't added anyone else yet, but even if and when they add someone else, it's 100% not going to be someone of David Montgomery's caliber because he's a great, great running back. So, yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs 101 feels good. Feels good. Damn, you maxed it. Came over to DK. Hell yeah, man. Sweet Leaf has done like 782 drafts at this point. I'm pretty sure. So not surprised to hear that you've maxed it. I think I'm a little over expected as far as number of drafts because I've done more than 50%. This contest is just about like 52% maybe full. And definitely got a lot of good value. Like the amount of DJ Moore I have feels good right now. The amount of David Montgomery I've drafted feels good. The amount of Woody Marks I've drafted doesn't feel so good. Literally, my 2 highest running backs that I have are Woody Marks and David Montgomery. So we are betting heavy on that Houston backfield. But hey, maybe that's just good, you know? Maybe they just want to run it 30 times a game, which would not surprise me at all, especially with how good their defense is. And they just want to like run the clock out at the end of games. I can definitely see that as a possibility. But I am most certainly just bag defending at this point. I don't have a lot of Loveland, but if Loveland comes back to me, I would take him. there's rumors that AJ Brown could go to Baltimore. Baltimore and New England appear to be the preferred landing spots. If we get Luther Burden, I'm going to take him. Damn, that sucks. I think I might just go quarterback tight end right here for the chance that, yeah, we're going to take Lamar Jackson because if AJ Brown goes there, then we got a stack. And I'm going to take Colson Loveland because I don't have a ton of him. He falls past ADP. And after the DJ Moore trade, just should go up, if anything. So we'll do that. Obviously, having just one wide receiver through 5 rounds is not something I normally do, but whatever. We'll try it. We'll get a little different. And maybe we just end up with 10 receivers on this team. Who knows? Pickens is going to hold out because of who his agent is. Does he have Mulligetta as well? That's the only reason I don't pick him. Pickens never been suspended, so I ignore the personality stuff. Yeah, he's never been suspended, but it still affects the locker room. You know what I mean? Like it changes the tone and vibe in the locker room. And yeah, it brings distractions, which can cause issues in other ways. So, like, not worried about the suspension really, but he could just not be in the right headspace, which is something I definitely take into consideration. BB is big board. Oh yeah. Jerry, have you done a bigger board yet? I've done 4 bigger boards actually. Yeah, so I only have 1 left. And I have David Montgomery in 2 of those, I believe. And I do have Jahmyr Gibbs on one of them too. So we're repping the Lions hard there. Sweetleaf has 18% Monty, 14% Gibbs. Yeah, I think I'm similar on the Gibbs. I think I have like 13 or 14% Gibbs. I had 13% as a couple days ago, so maybe I'm still at that with this share, or maybe I'm at 14 now. But yeah, it feels great. And as a Lions fan, I was reading the tea leaves. It sounded like David Montgomery was more likely out of there than not. So I was drafting a ton of him because I've said to other people, like if David Montgomery was a free agent, I would take him well above Algier, take him well above Dowdle. I just think he's more talented. And even though he's 29, like dude's a fucking dog. Plus, he was underutilized the past few years, so he didn't get as much wear and tear on him. And he goes here at pick 67. I think that's a good value. Me personally, I would take him above Harvey. I would take him above Swift. I would take him above Scatabo. I would take him above Judkins. I think the conversation is really coming down to Travion Henderson, where if you want to bet on the second year possible breakout or a little stability, but like David Montgomery's fucking good, man. Plus, I feel like he's just going to play hard with the chip on his shoulder. And wow, Jordan Tyson falls again, man. Do I take Tyson here? I don't know. I'm going to take Drake May. And then we need another wide receiver. And I love Parker Washington. So I think I'm just going to bet on Parker Washington right here. And the reason I'm taking Drake May is because AJ Brown, if he gets traded, rumored to either go to New England or Baltimore. So we could just have a stack like that either way. And I think this might be my second only Drake May team. It might be my second Drake May team so far. I have not drafted him a lot because, yeah, I thought he'd just been overpriced. He opened this contest in the 4th round, which I thought was absolutely absurd. And yeah, I don't mind it on a team like this. Just take the chance, and if it doesn't work out, then who cares? Definitely need to catch up at receiver, though. This is not a normal build that I go with. Colson Loveland, probably the wrong pick there. I was hoping that Luther Burden fell instead. Maybe we could have taken Rome over Loveland, but there's a good chance that Loveland just outscores Rome straight up at the tight end position, which is just going to be more valuable. There's a reason that he's going like a full round above Rome. So We'll see if we can land the plane, see if we can pull this together. Feel really good about my first two running backs, of course. We're going to stop at two quarterbacks. And we're betting big on AJ Brown getting traded on this team. And I love Parker Washington. Maybe Brian Thomas gets traded too. So these guys can both just prove to be good values for where they're going. And that's where we're playing. If we're wrong, we're wrong. But when you're maxing this contest out, you got to take your shots, got to take your chances. Sweetleaf, just like Detroit. And if you didn't have Gibbs, you'd take a lot of Demont. Yeah, dude. I agree. And yeah, Montgomery was obviously getting traded. If you listen to Brad Holmes at the end of the press conference, at the end of the season, it definitely seemed like it. But Rachaad White is a free agent. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes back to Tampa Bay, especially with them not releasing, but letting Sean Tucker walk. So Bucky Irvin's really their only running back right now. So who knows? And yeah, before Rome got hurt, he was targeted a lot in the end zone. And I had a lot of Rome last year. I think I had maybe like 20% Rome Odunze. I was taking him at like the 5-6 turn a ton last season. And shoot, man, the first half of the season before he got hurt seemed like a phenomenal pick. He is a like number 9 overall pick for a reason. Hasn't really done too much in his first 2 seasons, had some hiccups, but year 3 breakout is very possible. And yeah, so in our last draft, we got DJ Moore at pick 81. And at this draft, he goes at pick 62. Definitely lucked out there. Glad I realized that he was still on the board because you're not going to be getting that anymore. Bunch of running backs going off the board. Man, wide receivers thinned out. And this is why I don't like taking Loveland that much because getting Kyle Pitts or Sam Laporta here just feels so good. But I might just like take more running backs and then take 10 wide receivers. I really just might spam receivers later and try that out. Man, this is tricky. Like Worthy, maybe I just have to take Worthy on this team. I think I do. Tony Pollard falls. Rico Dowdle. I think I need Worthy more than like getting 4 running backs at this point. And Rico Dowdle or Tony Pollard, like Tony Pollard's he's been pretty good. Rico Dowdle obviously had a great year last year. Let's just go Pollard. Why not? He falls a little bit. I don't have a ton of him. So let's just lock that in. Yeah, like Michael Pittman and DJ Moore were guys that I was just taking a ton of in this range. And now they're both starting to go higher for good reason, of course. But yeah, as this contest progresses, just getting tougher to get good values. Maybe I could have considered Kyle Pitts and just gone super stacks at tight end and quarterback, but I think that would be a little rich. Rachaad did a whole goodbye post after this season and be crazy if he went back, but even if he did, his ADP would probably go up because Tucker is gone. Damn, I didn't even realize he did that. Yeah, a lot of players know more than the public knows, of course. But I think Rachaad White's got some talent, and he brings good value to any team he's going to play for because he catches passes. And he's really not like a small guy either. He plays pretty well on the goal line. So I kind of think like the Minnesota Vikings would be a very likely landing spot for him, although they just don't have a lot of cap room. I think they might actually be like last in the league as far as cap room goes. But they released Aaron Jones, so they could definitely use that pass catching running back because Jordan Mason is not that. Damn, man, these wide receivers are going. I'm kind of hoping some of these guys fall back to us. Like Wandale would have been nice if he fell back. Some other guys that I still like in this range. We're definitely not looking at quarterback anymore. But at least there are like round 19, 20 picks for Baltimore and New England at wide receiver. So going really thin at wide receiver, we're still open in that sense. And, maybe Worthy just has a bounce back year. He got injured on like one of the first plays of the season last year, dislocated his shoulder. The whole Chiefs offense was shitty. So maybe that just like sent him back from the start. What's up, Minnie? Mindofa kid? Mindofa kid? You guys got to tell me how to pronounce your names too, because I'm a little special. Like, we don't need another Laverne situation, But hey, good morning, man. In the evening. Welcome to the stream, my friend. Yeah, you don't see Mason as such of a value, despite him being the only Vikings running back. There's no way that he's going to enter the season as the only Vikings running back. Like, there's not a chance. And he's been steaming up in value for that reason. Like, where is he going right now? His ADP is at 132. Wasn't long ago, it was at like 147 or around there. And I drafted him some at that price, but yeah. Just I'm not chasing him up the board whatsoever. Okay, there's some receivers I like right here, and I'm definitely hoping we get some. Not looking at tight end here. Probably not looking at running back either, so I'm kind of really hoping we get our guys. And okay, I like Jalen Coker. Khalil Shakir, man. After they got DJ Moore, I don't know if you can draft him, especially not at this price. And I think I'm going to go with Jaden Higgins over Matthew Golden. I like Jaden Higgins. I think he can take a big step up for sure. We need a wide receiver more than any other position, so let's go with that. And yeah, our wide receivers are still very thin, of course, but for the type of players that we have, I think we caught up pretty well. And we're very strong at quarterback with Lamar and May. We're very strong at running back with Gibbs, Bucky, Pollard. We have Colston Loveland, who could just be tight end one. And then in this fantasy land, we are betting AJ Brown gets traded to Baltimore or New England. And if he's going to get traded, reports are that it's going to be one of those teams. So that's what I'm banking on. And then who knows? Maybe another trade happens with Brian Thomas and Parker Washington just screams up to the 5th round. Xavier Worthy, maybe he just takes a step up. Maybe Rashee Rice does get suspended for like 10, 12 games or the whole season. Who knows? Jalen Coker, wide receiver 2, could just be even like the best player in Carolina. Okay, maybe that's a bit of a stretch because Tedero McMillan, 1st-round pick, obviously going to be featured a lot more. But shoot, man, there were some games where Coker just seemed like the dude. Like in their playoff game, man, he had like 150 yards. It was against the Rams defense and secondary, which is kind of trash, but this is just what we're telling ourselves to make it sound good. And Jaden Higgins, year 2. Nico Collins struggles with injuries. Maybe he takes another step up. Maybe Tank Dell isn't quite healthy. Maybe David Montgomery and Woody Marks just load the box and make it easier for CJ Stroud to hit Jaden Higgins downfield. Who knows? In these drafts early, at this point in the year, I really don't mind going a little thin at wide receiver. I don't build like this a lot, but it's kind of fun to do sometimes because like we're probably going to get 10 receivers on this team because I'm more than likely only drafting a second tight end. We're definitely only getting 2 quarterbacks. And with the running backs that we have, we can definitely stop at 6. So probably looking at a 2, 6, 10 too. Don't draft a lot of 10 quarterback or 10 receiver teams, but I think it makes sense. Okay, mind of a kid. Yeah, dude, I wouldn't have gotten that. You guys have to spell out your names for me, all right? Or like use capital letters because my favorite example, of course, is Levernucky, who I was calling Laverne before he added the capital N. And yeah, he didn't like Laverne. And I don't blame him, man. Laverne, not the most appealing name. Kind of sounds like your great aunt, but no disrespect to any Laverne out there. Okay. I was kind of hoping Dobbs would fall back. I like Shaheed a lot. Wow, JCM fell all the way to 41, 141. Right here, I don't know if I want to get a tight end because I like tight end values at the next turn as well. And I feel like there's better picks on the board. Probably going to go some receivers. We could look at one of these running backs maybe if we want. Like, I have a lot of Woody Marks, so getting him at this value might not be so bad. Tyrone Tracy doesn't seem like the best pick right now because it sounds like there's going to be more competition there, but could just go another receiver too. I'm going to take Omar Cooper just because I feel like we need that really high upside. And I still feel like he's a good value right now. A lot of first round buzz so far. And do I want a safe receiver or do I want to go with a running back? I think we go with a running back, and I think we just take our GOAT, Woody Marks. We're popping Woodies today, all right? We're popping Woodies. We have Higgins, so we get a little Houston correlation. Why not? Why not? We're getting like 10 receivers on this team too, so there's a lot of guys that you can get late. So let's make sure we're decently strong at running back. I know Woody Marks gets a lot of hate. I'm definitely bag defending because I have a decent amount of him. But if I've taken him in like the 110s, 120s, might as well take him in the 140s sometimes too. Tyrone Tracy, unfortunately, someone I also have a decent amount of just because I have 0% Cam Scatabo. Oh, fuck, dude. I forgot about Rashad White. Damn, I definitely would have taken Rashad White. Fuck. I think he definitely has the most upside out of those guys, but oh well. Oh well. Nice pick, Brooklyn Bum. This is a fun team, though, so far. It is a fun team. Not a build that I normally do, but who knows? It could work. Could definitely work. Let's take a look at this draft board. I don't know if I have any Mark Andrews yet either. Just does not seem appealing. Even if Likely goes, like Mark Andrews is just a tough click, man. I know Lamar Jackson loves him, but like 4 catches for 18 yards, not going to do you too much in best ball. Definitely glad we took a running back with all of them going off the board right now. Would have liked if Keyshawn Boutte fell back to us because he falls a lot in drafts, and we do have Drake May. Hunter Henry, also someone I don't have a lot of. I might have like 1 or 2 shares of Hunter Henry, but if he comes back to me, I'd probably take him just to get a second tight end. And we have Drake May, and starting to get a little thin. Starting to get a little thin. Tyreek Hill goes. Someone I also have 0% of. Michael Penix. Don't like him a lot. Jerry Judy. Don't have a lot of. Like, this range is so ugly. So ugly. Calvin Ridley I have 0% of. Like, so I'm glad these guys are going off the board at least. Spears would have been an interesting click. I'll take Hunter Henry if he falls back. If not, I'll be going with Isaiah Likely. I definitely like Likely more, and there's a chance I might just take him above Hunter Henry. But when we have Drake May, it kind of makes sense just to take the stack. And I might go with a running back too, because I like receivers later. There are some good receivers here, but okay, I guess I'll go Hunter Henry. It just makes sense, even though I like Isaiah Likely a lot. and I like him more overall. And then we're going to go Aaron Jones. Free agent. I think he still has a little bit left in the tank. Could just completely fall off a cliff, but as my running back 5, doesn't feel too bad. Maybe I do wish I went with another receiver instead of Woody Marks on this team. I think it would have felt a little more solid. But we're going 10, so we'll find a way to catch up for sure. Let's take a look at this draft board. Pat Bryant, Troy Franklin, really not in on the Denver Broncos offense much. Who Hames has got me taking a little bit of Pat Bryant, but usually just when he falls so much. There goes Likely. 175 is such good value. AJ Barner, 176 to stack with Darnold. Also great value, I think. And yeah, some interesting teams. Let's see Jonathan at the turn here. He only has one quarterback. It's Jaden Daniels, but he got Terry McLaurin. So interesting little pull up there. Glad you got your stack there. Tucker Kraft, Addison. I think this is still a little expensive for Diggs. Like I saw Diggs go at 140 in a draft I did last night with Off the Schneid. So I feel like he's just going to keep falling. And who knows what team he's going to end up on. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up on the Ravens because the Ravens love their old guys. And they're a contending team. I'm sure Diggs is going to want to go to a contender. Oh, wow. See, this doesn't feel good, having to reach up for Rodgers at 181. I personally think Aaron Rodgers does come back to play, but that feels expensive. And I get it. Like, you had Jane Daniels. You needed at least one other quarterback, of course. That's what sucks about being at the turn. Sometimes you just get boxed out, which is why I didn't completely hate the idea of just going Lamar and May. Even though they're both expensive, we have the possibility of A.J. Brown getting traded there, and then we don't have to worry about it for the rest of the draft at least. And we can find other values down the board. Yeah, I think I'm definitely regretting this Woody Marks pick. I think I really wish I got a receiver. And yeah, there's some guys that I'm really hoping come back. Really hoping Broken Bum doesn't take who I want. Don't do it, buddy. Don't do it. Thank you. You didn't do it. Okay, I think I'm safe to queue him up right now. I really want Torrey Horton on this team. Torrey Horton will feel very good on this team as my number 7. Definitely regretting the Woody Marks pick. Okay, we're going to get Torrey Horton at least. And then do I want to go with another receiver or lock up my last running back? I think I'm just going to lock up my last running back. Could go Keaton Mitchell. I think he might be a free agent, but some possible Baltimore correlation. He does catch some passes. Or do we want Tank Bigsby? I like Tank Bigsby a lot, but I think on this team, I'm just going to go with Keaton Mitchell. Why not? And then we're going to end off with 3 straight receivers for sure. So, interesting team, very different. I don't know how much I love it, but it definitely has a lot of upside because we have a phenomenal phenomenal quarterback room with Lamar and May. A ton of upside. Both of them run the ball too. And then we have the RB1 in Jahmyr Gibbs. Bucky Irving, if he stays healthy, he's going to be a smash pick. Good, solid depth and some veterans at running back. Yeah, I am regretting taking Woody Marks instead of a receiver, but that's okay. Maybe it'll work out. Receiver is definitely the biggest question mark, but we can convince ourselves, Torrey Horton going into his second year, maybe he takes a step up. Omar Cooper, more and more buzz about him being a first-round pick. Jaden Higgins, second-year leap. Jalen Coker going into his 3rd season. He had a bit of a breakout last year, going into a contract year. Worthy going into his third season. Parker Washington going into his fourth, also a contract season. And then our veteran A.J. Brown holding it down with Colson Loveland, who could just be tight end one, and Hunter Henry. Uh, I don't like Hunter Henry that much, but he has a lot of touchdown upside. And if he gets two touchdowns in the right week, then that can be pretty good for us. And yeah, Who Hames, I know, loves Omar Cooper. He's been talking about him forever, and you got to be taking some victory laps on that. I know I actually have some Omar Cooper teams in the 200s and like 215s, which those feel really good right now. Damn, Jonathan got sniped on Lawrence, Willis, and Kyler. Man, is Kyler going back to baseball or what? Like, probably not, but how funny would that be? It did cross my mind when there were the rumors about him getting released. Like, he's still pretty young, so wouldn't it be impossible to go play baseball? And I mean, just for life experience, it'd be pretty cool to be like an NFL player and an MLB player. But I'm sure you're going to make a hell of a lot more money in the NFL. And I don't know what his contract would be like if he still gets like his guaranteed money from Arizona, if he just retires and goes and plays baseball. But seems more than likely he's going to end up being a Minnesota Viking. Kevin O'Connell, quarterback whisperer, gonna be able to sign for like the vet minimum like Russell Wilson did for like $1 million, which would definitely be good for the Vikings because they're in cap hell, which I love as a Lions fan. So it's nice to see. Cooper Kupp goes, Ryan Flournoy goes, JJ McCarthy. So I'm definitely wanting to get Kyle Williams here. We're taking 10 and we have Drake May, so might as well get another option for him. And then who else could we be looking at? I think Malik Washington would fit this team. Just someone who's going to be on the field, even though I don't think Miami's going to be that good. He's going to be on the field. He's going to get some snaps. So for the team that we have, I think that makes sense. And then we need one more wide receiver. Probably just going to go with a random rookie. Could go with like some Rashad Bateman or Devontae Walker, who I like to mix in sometimes. But I don't think we need to force the Baltimore stack. I feel like I would rather just go with an upside rookie. And Bateman gets taken anyways. So could go Walker on this team if we really wanted to. I don't think we need to, though. I think we could use a little more upside than him, even though he does have upside because he does have a lot of touchdown upside, but he could just easily be replaced, possibly by A.J. Brown. So I don't know if that's great on this team. Probably just leaning towards one of these rookies or someone who just gets points. Calvin Austin is still nice. Y'all know I like Jalen Naylor as a random dart throw who's going into free agency. Rumor is he's going to get paid. And shoot, man, he gets some touchdowns. 4 touchdowns last year, 6 touchdowns the year before. He has 2 of those in the right game, then it's not bad. So let's take a look at this draft board. Ted Hurst is someone I probably would have drafted if he was available. I don't even know if I've drafted him yet, but I want to. I don't want to have 0 Ted Hurst. Kind of just want like some of these shares of all these rookies because we're just hearing that it's a really strong rookie wide receiver class. And I'm sure a ton of these guys are going to go on day 2. And if you get day 2 capital as a rookie, then you got a good chance of earning playing time and a good chance of just being a stud. I wouldn't say good chance, but you can become a stud. Kate Otten at pick 228 is pretty nice for you, Jonathan. Wonder if he's going to go with a third quarterback or just stick it out with Jaden Daniels and Aaron Rodgers, which Aaron Rodgers, as as your QB2 just does not feel good. Not when he's not guaranteed to come back. And Jonnu Smith, I'm assuming you drafted Jonnu Smith as like a potential stack for Aaron Rodgers, but Jonnu Smith is actually getting released. I think that news just came out yesterday. And maybe he goes to a good team. Maybe he goes back to Atlanta. I wouldn't be surprised about that. I don't know if he's able to go back to Washington. Or sorry, not Washington, Miami, because he got traded away. There might be like some rule against that. I'm not quite sure. Oh no. Are you auto drafted? Ran out of time. Yeah, dude, these 20-second clocks can catch up on you sometimes. These 20-second clocks can be tricky, man. Okay, I need to figure out who I want. Oh boy. None of these picks down here are too appealing. I do like Calvin Austin. I took him last draft, and I really don't mind mixing him in. Someone who can just get long touchdowns and really isn't being drafted in this competition. So if he just hits in the right weeks, then could just be a great pick. And he was on Pittsburgh before. Pittsburgh didn't have the best passing offense anyways. So if he just goes to a better passing team, then feels like a really solid round 20 click. Geno Smith too. I know there's some buzz about Geno Smith getting traded to a team or something like that, or like actually playing. I feel like that team is just going to be trying to tank for one of these like 2027 quarterbacks who we're hearing is a good class. So much for a rookie. I don't know if I'm feeling a rookie on this team. I don't know if I'm feeling Devontae Walker either. We could go Mac Hollins. Could go Mac Hollins. Where was he? Here. Could go with him if we wanted to. Because we do have Drake May. He gets some touchdowns. You know what? Why not? Let's go Mac Hollins. We got like a... Damn. Maybe I wish I took Likely instead of Henry now because we ended up getting Kyle Williams and Mac Hollins, but who cares? We have Colson Loveland as our tight end 1, and then we took them as our 8th and 10th receiver. So if they just spike at the right time, then feels good. And if AJ Brown goes to the Ravens, then this team is really pulled together. Yeah, interesting build. Don't know if I like it or hate it. Maybe I wish I made a couple picks differently. I think I wish I would have got Likely instead of Henry. And then I wish I would have drafted someone like Josh Downs or Jalen McMillan instead of Woody Marks, I think. And maybe this team would have felt better. But I like that I got Omar Cooper. I like that I got Torrey Horton. I like drafting like the late New England guys because they're super cheap and they spread the ball around a lot. They can get long touchdowns. So, yeah, not terrible. Final team, Lamar Jackson, Drake May, Jahmyr Gibbs, Bucky Irving, Tony Pollard, Woody Marks, Aaron Jones, Keaton Mitchell. Receivers, we have A.J. Brown, Parker Washington, Xavier Worthy, Jalen Coker, Jaden Higgins, Omar Cooper, Torrey Horton, Kyle Williams, Malik Washington, Mac Hollins, and then tight end, Colson Loveland, Hunter Henry. Interesting build, but I don't hate it. Don't hate it. That's going to do it for me tonight, guys. Appreciate you guys coming. 2 drafts. So if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. We're on the road to 200 now. Leave a like, leave a comment after the video. And I love you. Joy is beautiful. We are going to end this stream. Hey, damn it. Hey, down. Hey, boy. Yo. Oh, dude, I just fell off my stool too. Yo, what a way to end this stream. Okay.